What if I told you that all the emotions that you're experiencing actually get stored in your body? I'm talking about the pain, the anger, the frustration, all the drama that happens in life gets stored in your DNA and your muscle tissues. So that tightness that you feel in your chest, that backache that just seems to never go away, might be due to some of the stress and emotions that you have pent up in your body. Now, I want to walk you through just 5 simple steps that might help you release some of that pain and that trauma that you have stored in your body. But before we begin, hey, Conscious Crew, welcome back to the Conscious Creative Corner. I am your host, Sia the Transparent Therapist. And now, if you don't know about me, I have been doing psychotherapy for the last 10 some odd years, and I specialize in helping the successful people out there who have maybe really stressful jobs, but are really struggling in their relationships. Now, my specialty is trauma, and if this sounds like something you're really interested in, why don't you hit that subscribe button and come on over, because we welcome everybody, okay? Now, I want to share with you these 5 techniques that you can do pretty much anywhere. It's very low entry, meaning that you don't need a therapist to do it with you. You don't necessarily need much but yourself. Say you've been experiencing maybe some trauma or some low level stress, or maybe even some frustration. The first step in healing or just de-stressing yourself is being aware of what you're feeling. How many times have you gone into situations and you start popping off at somebody, meaning that you're arguing with someone, it's this displaced anger, and you're not really sure what's going on? When you're mindful and aware of what's happening, you can then identify how you can move forward. So your awareness is something like noticing physically what's happening in your body. So maybe you're feeling some tightness in your chest. For some people, they're clenching their jaw and they don't even know it. For others, you might be fidgeting with your hands, maybe the inability to stay still. These are all physical signs that says, hey, there's something happening in my body and I need to slow down and figure out what's happening. The second step is being mindful. So being mindful can look very different for people. For some people, it's breathing. For some people, it's orienting yourself around where you are in the moment. So something that I like to do with my clients or in my workshops is taking a moment to identify things auditory wise. So what I would say is, hey, let's set a timer for a minute. And in that minute, you want to notice all the things you're hearing around you. And in that minute, you're being very non-judgmental, meaning that if you're hearing a car pass by, or maybe you're hearing some chatter in like the break room at work, you're not judging it, saying, hey, it's too loud, or, oh, I hate that song that's playing on that car, but more so just taking it in as information. After you do that for about a minute, you actually should realize that your heart rate decreases. Why does that happen? Because when we're really focused on something at hand, like being mindful, whether it's breathing or auditory exercises, well, your brain communicates to your body that, hey, she's okay, he's okay, they're calming down. And so in that simple connection, your body feels the need to calm down with it, because increased heart rate usually is a sign of anxiety or high levels of stress. If you're very still and focused, your body is not interpreting what's happening as something as a high level or sign of stress, but more so something that's really calm. I actually want you to stop and take a moment to download the free resource I have in the description box. I have exercises that are going to help you reduce your anxiety outside of what we're doing here today. This Beat the Anxiety worksheet is super simple to do, and the more you practice it, the easier it will come. Right? So when we're trying to de-stress, anxiety has a mind of its own, okay? And continue to work with me. You'll notice that I actually have you name your anxiety, but for this video, I'm just letting you know anxiety has a mind of its own. And our goal is never to get rid of anxiety. Why? Because anxiety actually warns us and it tells us something. It delivers information. But to reduce your anxiety is what I want you to be good at. So download the worksheet so you can have additional resources after you finish this video. Number 3, movement. What does movement look like? When you want to decrease the stress or frustration, it's actually not helpful to sit in those emotions for too long. Movement helps our vagus nerve activate. So movement, even simple as humming or singing, there is a nerve in our nervous system that needs to be activated in order to tell our body to, hey, calm down, it's okay. A lot of times we don't take a beat or take a moment to do so. And so when you're intentionally creating movement, saying, hey, I've been sitting this anger, I've recognized what I'm feeling, the anger, I've then went ahead and did some mindful exercises. Once you've done that, you want to do some movement. You want to do something active. Humming is active. Though it's not physically active, you're not just sitting, you're doing something. Singing is also active. It tells your vagus nerve, hey, we got to do something right now to help calm and de-stress this person. So trying some of those things, even like a really good laugh, right? So you're on YouTube. Why don't you watch a funny video? A good belly laugh, like a good full body laugh, like rolling out your seat laugh, actually communicates to your brain that you're okay too. So the goal here is to tell your brain, hey, we don't need to be in fight or flight, but we can actually be very sedentary and we can be okay and we can be calm. Find a good YouTube video. If you don't have one, I actually have one from eons ago with my husband. And go ahead and get a good laugh because I got one. After you have done some movement, maybe watching a YouTube video, watching something super funny, doing a great dance, you want to journal about your experience. And journaling doesn't have to be this big to do. You don't have to buy a new notebook or anything. I actually like to tell people, use what you already have available. So if you have a phone, go to your notes section. And in that note section, just reflect, hey, this experience was like this for me. And reflect on the triggers that got you to that. Right? And this is why step 1 was self-awareness. We need to know and be aware of the things that put us into the positions of anger, pain, makes us feel uncomfortable. And so when you're journaling now in this step, you can say, hey, John told me my project or my workshop that I presented to the team was horrible, and it made me feel very insecure, and that insecurity led to anger. And so as we're journaling about these experiences, we're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with recognizing the patterns that we might have so we can break them later on. And then last but not least, sitting in a moment of gratitude. Once you've done all these things, you want to thank your body for showing up for you. A lot of times we don't talk about this, but in my line of work, because again, I am a trauma specialist, the emotions happen, the experience, the flashbacks, all those things happen because it doesn't want you to forget what happened to you. A lot of times we'll have these portions of our life that we'll try to stifle and push down, but really those emotions are stuck parts of us. There's that 6-year-old boy, that 15-year-old girl, those things that happened, they want a voice because maybe in those moments you didn't have a voice. And so we want to thank and give gratitude that we can experience those emotions, because for some of us, we're actually very numb. And so the fact that you can experience those emotions are blessings. I hope you found this video very, very, very helpful. If you did, I want you to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you are going to try to do. What is your movement activity going to look like? I want to hear about your experiences. Maybe something that happened this week. Maybe something that happened last month, 2 years ago, and how you overcame it or how you're planning to overcome it in the future. And I'm not going to be quiet, y'all. I'm going to respond. So let me know. All right, you guys, the next video is coming soon. So make sure you pop up and click this one because I know it's super helpful. All right, y'all, walk good, keep the vibes high, and I'll see you in the next video.